Linux media centers. Because to me, one of the biggest uses today of home servers is to distribute media. So here you go. You have XBMC, MythTV, Freevo, XBMC Ubuntu, which that's kind of a cheat. Open ELEC and Geekbox, which is GEEXBOX.
Okay.
So if you really need media streaming or hosting on your home network, look these up. Now, the first
XBMC is what is most established, isn't it?
It's the most recognizable, and I think it has the most plug-in architecture possibilities.
Gotcha.
Now the way I said this was the first three were applications. The last three were distributions.
Oh, neat.
So if you already have OpenSUSE 12.1 and you're upset like Linus Torvalds and you want to install a whole new distribution, you can go to the bottom three.
Why is he upset?
Oh, it's actually funny. Google Plus, he was mad, and Chris Berry, why is he following Linus Torvalds? I haven't quite figured that out yet. But he sent me a tweet and said, look, even Linus Torvalds uses a Mac Air. Dude, hardware is hardware. If he wants to run whatever on any piece of hardware he wants, that's he can do whatever he wants. He's the man. And his daughter had the Mac Air, and they had OpenSUSE 12.01, I believe, installed. And he was super upset that you needed the root password to change the time on the computer. And then he was super mad to install a printer, you needed the root password as well. And he went on rants on Google Plus. And he got, on one of them, he got like 4,000 pluses. Then he, like a day or so later, he said, look, if I can get 4,000 pluses off of complaining with OpenSUSE, imagine how many pluses I can get if I post a picture of my cat. He got 12,000 pluses. And I'll say, I plus the picture of his cat and not his rant. Because it was just his cat just sitting there playing.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to check it out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And, here's the one thing. And I'll say, I'm happy Mac exists. It's at least trying to keep Windows more humble. Am I going to buy one? Nope. Am I going to laugh at someone that buys one? Maybe. But if anyone does buy one and they install whatever distro they want on it, more power to them.
Right.
Now they have a good looking device and Linux.
Right.
I won't make fun of you, Steve.
No, they're laughing at you too. Trust me.
They're going to laugh at my old hardware. They're going to look at that thing and say, man, did that desktop weigh like 60 pounds?
No, I'm saying that a little bit because you got to try one. I don't care what you run on it. You got to try the hardware. I love the Mac hardware. It's just nice.
Oh, I do believe it's good. I do believe that.
It's phenomenal.
I'm not saying phenomenal. Okay.
You've never used it?
No. Not since I have.
Yeah?
Yeah. Macintosh back in like 85.
Have you used one since then?
No, honestly, Steve, I've only seen 5 at the most. And 3 of them were at OLF last year.
Gotcha.
Which they wouldn't let me touch anyway. Who am I?
All right. We'll keep talking about this until you actually get one in your hands.
Okay. And the guy at work has one, which I know I'm not even allowed to touch because he knows.
Really?
I'll break. Yeah. I break everything.
When you come down this April, we're going to play with some Macs.
Okay. I know, but I do want to go to that Tampa Bay Brewing Company restaurant too.
All right, we'll go there. I'll bring my Mac.
Okay. Well, you got to make sure you got good white bees because they have wings.
Okay.
Okay. The last thing I just want to throw out there. PC Quest. I never heard of PC Quest, Steve. I don't know about you.
They got a good Alexa ranking.
I know. I looked at that too.
It's lame.
Let's look at that.
I hate when there's sites I never heard of that have higher Alexa ranking than Podnutz.
The only thing I can think is they're big overseas.
Okay. They're big in Japan.
Sure. Yes. Yes. This article is entitled 80 plus open source tools for your business. The original link I had for this article said 80 plus open source tools for your desktop, something like that.
They changed it?
No. I clicked it. I got to a different site and it listed this first page and then it said continue reading and it automatically linked me to page 2 of this article. So they were like trying to click jack this article. So
I see.
I went back to the real one. I got to say, for the most part, this is absolutely right. Now, right. I'll say like Mark said on Everyday Linux when I was on, he said, I tell my bosses, I don't try open source because it's free. I try open source because sometimes it's better. And then if it is better, the plus is that it's free.
Huh.
I definitely agree with him. There are definite applications. If the place I worked at would adopt, things would go smoother.
Really?
We would have less help desk calls. I mean, for instance, get rid of IIS, the Windows web server. Boy, hey.
Really?
Which I did bring down today. And then like 10 minutes later, I got a call. Were you just on that server playing around? Why? They said, because it's down. Yes. So I remoted in and got it back up real quick. I said, it's all fixed. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
The applications in this list include, not limited to, OpenOffice. No. LibreOffice, not OpenOffice. OpenProj, which is a nice project management solution. Businesses need project management. GNU Cache, Ubuntu, Zimbra Office, quite powerful. Drupal, WordPress, TrueCrypt, which I got to say, every business should be running TrueCrypt. I believe. They say Easy PHP, PHP My Admin. Those two kind of confuse me. And then they have stuff like Tiny RSS Reader. What? Ringtone Maker. What? I don't understand. So I guess they just had to fill up the list to 80. But there are a couple in there, like Blender. If you're doing 3D object modeling, I'm not going to say there's nothing better, but this is among the best, and it's free.
Yeah.
Confusing as crap to me. I can't use it, but it's good.
I've seen some of the things that it can produce. It's crazy good.
Oh, yeah. They have a couple movies you can actually buy, and when you buy them, you also get the project files that go with it.
How awesome is that?
Dude, that's insane.
It is.
If my kid ever shows any interest, you really? You're interested? Really? Take this. I'll talk to you in 3 months, son.
I'll give you my Blender for Dummies book. Haven't opened it in a while.
I believe it.
This is good stuff, Dor.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Is that it?
Steve. Do you want to go over emails?
Yeah, just a few.
Okay, good. I like emails. Do we have voicemails?
I think so. Let me see what we got here. Wow. My gosh. Why do I have so many here?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
What the heck?
I'm over here. I can't see. I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff here. I must have done some of it last week. All right. This is
You scared?
Sorry. There's a voicemail. I can't do this tonight. There's too many.
Okay.
All right, let me see. What time is it? It's 12:30. I would do a couple here. Let's do some short ones to get me warmed up. That's what we need. Cool. All right, this is from Jeff. And by the way, guys, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from sending emails or say that I don't like to read them and play them, but I don't know. It's getting late, and I was literally baked like a cookie in the sun today, and I think I have some type of overdose of sun on my body. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna tough through it because I'm good like that. Jeff writes us and says, Dor, My latest project at work is buying and installing surveillance cameras, about a dozen of them, in fact. What did I hear last night on my Droid? Linux for the rest of us, number 77, Zone Minder. This is great. It's just what I needed. Do you have any recommendations for cameras? That's from Black Hammer. Jeff Owens. Door.
No. If you go to podnutz.com/lounge,
Yeah.
to be honest, one of the nicest guys. I really feel like a jerk because I've been there in a while. One of the nicest guys in there is Highlander. One of his gigs is he goes around to companies that need CCTV solutions, and he basically walks in the door, and he knows they had people in here offering them solutions already, so he knows how much they're charging. $10,000, $20,000. He just walks in, he said, and just says, "Yeah, how many cameras you need?" 6,000. And they're like, "Yes." And then he goes out and he spends, $600, $800, and he has it all set up.
Really?
He gives them the exact same options as those super expensive guys.
How does he know the super expensive guys were there?
I'm guessing I don't know, but he says he knows when they're there.
He has cameras on them.
He might. He has cameras all around his house too. So if you're over by his house, watch yourself. Don't mess with his mail. He'll get you. But because he said it's really not hard. It's really not hard.
Huh.
He is like, and he knows the hardware. He understands the specs on the hardware. He can go on eBay and look at two cameras that to me look similar and say, no, this one's a piece of crap, and we'll stop working after 6 months. This one is good. It's very high resolution, very high hertz, very high all this crap.
Well, that's good. He's giving them good stuff as well.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff at very good prices.
That's great. Well, that's a great recommendation.
Yeah.
Go to the lounge.
And I'll say, Highlander, thank you.
Yeah, Highlander, thank you. I would second that.
He's been there for a while.
Oh, yeah. Longer than me. Wait, that's impossible. All right, good day, guys, says Shane. First, let me join the many others in thanking you for this podcast. I have learned a cartload from listening to you both and following the links in the show notes. Let's thank Paul again for that. I have been a Linux user for a while, but still consider myself a noob. I teach at a local high school here on the Gold Coast in Australia. One of my classes is essentially a computing course. I challenge my students age 14 to build running computers from a bucket of parts I provide them. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Part of the teaching is about the open source community and the benefits of a Linux operating system. One of my students is more advanced than the others, and I want to challenge him appropriately. I was thinking of setting him the challenge of building a file sharing and game server. I have old routers that can be flashed if needed. My question is about server software. What distro is simple to set up and connect to, but could still be used to teach things such as SSH and FTP? Cheers, Shane.
Right. Kind of a trick question. There's a bunch of different levels you could attack this at. Okay. If you don't want them to worry about the installation of anything and just worry about configuration, it's hard to go wrong with Clear OS.
Okay.
It used to be called Clark Connect like 5 years ago, but now it's Clear OS.
Okay. Basically
just install on a server, access it via a web client from any computer on that network, and then from there you can configure Samba shares, FTPs, SSHs, and all that kind of thing. If you actually want them to install stuff, you use Ubuntu. Okay, here's the trickery. If you want them to not really have to do a lot of work, you install an application called Taskcell, Tasksel. Think of this as almost like the night for Linux, where you install it and then you run it. Then you get an option, drop down kind of thing with like 50 choices on it. And among these choices are LAMP server, Samba server, Ubuntu desktop, Kubuntu desktop. So it takes a whole bunch of things and it puts it into one package kind of thing. So with Samba share, you actually need like 5 different packages.